Okay. I can't keep a straight face.
That's terrifying.
All right. It's we can't respawn back. It is episode 26. I feel like it's not episode 26.
What? Why?
Like it may be more. I don't know. It just felt like we've done more than that.
I don't know. Maybe that was a really bizarre intro. I didn't.
I was just hoping we would all be laughing, and that would be the.
Well,
whatever. I was just gonna stay silent for as long until someone said something.
The problem was
gonna be a beautiful moment.
Titan
now it's gone.
see your face.
Yeah, he couldn't see the stupid grin on my face.
It was terrifying.
Anyway, so back again.
Yeah, 26. What? We actually have a plan. A little more organized than usual. Hoping to stay this way
and a little more, thankfully some good topics for us to talk about this week.
We missed a week. Fallout 4 came out, so shut your fucking mouth. So I don't.
And we almost missed this one too. So we just played for like a month straight.
Yeah,
I would have understood.
I could have easily just not recorded, but we're committed to our. Well, I was gonna say our listeners, but I'd be lying. We're committed to uploading these. I'll word it that way, so it's not as sad.
We're committed to ourselves. That's really what it is.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with that. That's
the horrible self-absorption.
Sounds way too motivating, though. But anyways, should we just hop into some fun little gaming-related topics?
Well, the first order of business is Microsoft finally released their first batch of backwards compatibility games.
Ooh, that list.
Well, that list is pretty shitty.
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, you can probably Google it and find it. I'm not going to read the whole list. We'll be here all fucking day. And Birdman and I, just before we got on here, decided we wanted to count how many of the games on the list were arcade games.
Arcade/indie games.
Yeah. Anything that was like digital only on 360. 73 out of 104 games are digital.
And I'm willing to bet that most of them were like Microsoft in-house sort of developments.
Yeah, I mean, you got your Sonic, stuff like that. It's mostly Sega shit and Microsoft
like
in-house shit.
Rare also. A bunch of Rare games came out. I mean, I guess there's going to be more coming out, but they said from the beginning that it is up to the developers whether or not they can okay their games for backwards compatibility.
The thing is, they knew that they were doing this, so I feel like they should have put a shit ton more time behind getting games that people would give a shit about. Because as of right now, they're gonna what am I gonna play? Mass Effect 1 and Assassin's Creed 2? Probably not. No.
Yeah.
I mean, they said that more games are coming. Like Halo Reach, Skate 3. I forget what else, but
hopefully everybody wants even Phil Spencer wants Red Dead. Like it's not up to Xbox really. It's like these developers have to okay it. So I would imagine that that's the only hurdle that they have.
Yeah, Titan, what do you think?
You need to push them to get on it,
right? Yeah, because everyone wants Red Dead.
Yeah, I want to play. That's a game that I would play through the entire story again, and there aren't many of those.
Right,
I'd be down to play that story and. If they could release that with a fixed multiplayer, that'd be great. I mean, I highly doubt it, but it would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it on here before. That's a game that if they remastered, I would totally 100% buy again.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But so, Ty, what did you think of that list? I know you've seen it, or have you seen it?
It was pretty ass, I gotta say.
Yeah,
there's like maybe four games that stood out to me, and it was what you got: Mirror's Edge, Assassin's Creed 2, Mass Effect, Just Cause 2.
Just Cause 2, yeah.
And the Gears of War games.
The Gears of War games is one I was looking forward to because I always loved the multiplayer.
And they have Doom 1 and Doom 2. Those are also
that was all I cared about.
It's like they release stuff that either has sequels coming out or was just their in-house shit.
Right. Really. Well, Fallout 3 was also on that list, just so you can like catch up on some of the stuff that's coming out.
I'm super disappointed in it. First of all, 100 games really isn't that much, that many. I mean, yeah, it's 100 games, but
Yeah, and now every game for gold on the 360 will be available.
yeah,
Which, to me, I just once or twice a month I just check in and download them from like the website just so I can have them.
I'm hoping that they continue to release full 360 games and don't start releasing fucking arcade games, which would suck. I could see them doing that though. Hopefully they don't just release a bunch of shit that's already on the list. Hopefully it's new shit added to the list. You know what I mean? Instead of releasing like Banjo-Kazooie for the free game.
And it almost makes me think like a lot of those games that they're not releasing are like waiting to be remastered. Like they remade Devil May Cry 4, like for the they remade the Deadpool game. Like that came out just recently. I think it came out like
this week.
Yeah,
this
week
weird,
or last week.
Like where?
I mean, some of the games aren't even like. They don't even have to be remastered. Like it's because they're on PC still. Like they were never out of availability on PC.
Right.
So it's all up to whether the developer gives a shit about people who are on console.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a weird situation. And we talked about a little bit. Some of the games that are on the list were already remastered. Like, what the fuck was it?
Gears of War, right?
No. Well, Gears 1 was remastered. There was some other stuff on there. I have the list right here. What the fuck am I doing? Borderlands, wasn't that? No, that wasn't.
Yeah, that was a remaster, but I think it was just Borderlands 2 and
it was 2 in the
Handsome...
pre-sequel.
Yeah.
Hold on. There was something on here. I don't know.
Halo's Spartan Assault.
Spartan Assault. Yeah, that was the one. That
Xbox
was
One game.
Yeah, it's an actual Xbox One game now. Like,
yeah, wasn't Spartan Assault like already downloaded on your hard drive when you bought it?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had to go in and delete that. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Get that off my...
Yeah, it's really weird, right?
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's man.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do, right? That sound is totally going to be on the podcast, but I had to adjust the volume. Some shit's goofy right now, but I think I fixed it. Yeah, anyways, the list overall is super, super disheartening is a word, right?
Sure.
Disheartening?
Absolutely.
Disconcerting.
Yeah, either way.
It's also a word. Both words. Very good.
It's a it's a letdown. Is as far as I'll go. That's not what I was looking
disenjoyable.
for. Now you're just making shit up.
We'll let that one slide.
We're not vocabulary majors. Vocabulariums is not my specialty.
Yeah, so what
did Rocket Raccoon say about Groot? Vocabulistics.
His vocabulistics aren't as good as you and me.
Yeah, basically that's how we feel.
I and M and Groot specifically in that order.
Yeah. So yeah, the list. I mean, go look it up and be sad. So we talked a lot about Friday the 13th on one episode. I don't remember which one.
Probably the Halloween one.
It actually wasn't. No. I mean, we talked about it a little bit on that, but it was before that. It was when we first found out about it.
They announced it on October the 13th, so it must have been that week.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Cool. I don't know.
It reached its goal.
Yeah. The point is, it reached its goal, and they released a very, very, very basic gameplay video. I'm not even sure why they released it at all.
Yeah, just to show that they're not only starting development now,
Maybe.
like they're getting on it. Like it was just literally him walking after some girl who was running very poorly.
The short range morphing
the blink they called it.
Yeah,
which is what every game calls teleportation now. Blinking.
One thing I wanted to mention about that is it met its goal, and I think it hit 2 stretch goals. And the first one unlocked a sleeping bag kill. If you've ever seen, or if you're a horror fan at all, you know what kill that is.
The greatest horror kill ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just about. Oh yeah, it's like Psycho and then sleeping bag kill.
So for those that don't know, Jason snatches up somebody in a sleeping bag and smashes them into a tree
for 10 hours.
There's probably a 10-hour.
No, there definitely is a 10-hour version.
Yeah.
But I was told that, or I read that in I guess the deleted scenes, that scene is extended, and he just continues to smash this person off the fucking tree.
The MPAA actually had to they were like, guys, you have to cut it.
You gotta chill. You gotta take it easy. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm so hyped that kill is in there. I forget what other kill is in there. I can't remember what it was called. some kind of mask or bag or
I think it was probably the first one. He had like a
that's what the second stretch goal was. I don't think it was a kill. It was two other skins.
Yeah,
One
he
was
had like
a
bag.
sack over his
yeah,
head.
because that was the first time Jason
Yeah.
appeared. He had a
Yeah.
sack over his head.
In the first movie, it wasn't even Jason. It was Jason's mom that was the killer. And then in the second one, he had the bag over his head.
I see. Yeah,
which is weird.
I mean, that's gonna be good. I hope it's gonna be good. I don't know. And the gameplay video was barely that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we've got a long ways to go.
And we're still super excited about it.
Yeah,
regardless.
100% pumped. I hope they knock it out of the park. They say they have the right ideas. What I've read and what they've said and stuff like that. It seems like they know what fans want. Which
as long
is
as the game stresses me out when I'm playing, like not in the first-person shooter type of way, like competitive, but like anxiety.
Like I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, based on just the
Palpitations.
guy that was playing it was kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
And it was super basic.
And like even watching it when they had the camera reversed on him and you just saw
could
Jason
see
appear, you're like
he just appears
almost
behind
like how
a
we
tree. And
almost like how we
murdered him.
feel like when the alien shows up in Isolation.
Oh,
just kind of
my
like
God.
that.
Oh, this is our first stream or our first episode since the stream.
Right.
I just realized that. So we raised $600 for
Somehow.
the children somehow, thanks to one anonymous donator that donated $500. I don't like that it's anonymous. It creeps me out a little bit. And also, I would like to thank the person, but I can't do that because I don't know who it is. But anyways, yeah.
Thank you. You're a creep.
Yeah, basically, yeah, in that order. But yeah, I mean, we had fun. We streamed for 13 and a half hours, I think.
Straight. Yep.
Yeah, straight, and it was fun. We had a good time. I was going to upload highlights from it, but turns out we had a goofy echo for like 90% of it, so I can't do that. But yeah, the last game we played was Alien Isolation. It's fucking scary. I'm probably never going to play it again, so...
No, I'm counting on you to be the one that beats it out of all of us.
No, that's too much pressure. And also, I don't have enough underwear to be shit my pants that often. Yeah, I mean, it was a good time. We're going to look to have a We Can't Respawn marathon stream just because
just random,
we can.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a cool thing to add to our arsenal, so be on the lookout for that. But anyways, Friday the 13th, goal met, thank God. It was looking hairy there near the end. A couple days left, a couple 100,000 left. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was. It took off. Like it was
All
over
of a
halfway
sudden.
to its goal, like the first day.
Yeah, and then it slowed, and then like 2 days left, and it didn't look good. And then all of a sudden, it was like, money, money, money. So thank God for that. Other things that happened, EA Sports UFC 2 was announced. If you know me, you know that I played the shit out of the first one to the point where I've thrown controllers and cursed every person that's made the game ever just because. But the new one was announced, and there's a couple features that I'm going to run through quick, and you guys can let me know what you think on them if you've seen it. I know Birdman has because he was sitting next to me earlier. The first thing, and one of the most exciting things for me, is a new knockout physics system. The main reason that it's exciting to me is because if you played the first one, all of the knockouts were scripted. They were animations.
Right. And they were also like gameplay scripted. Like you had to actually have low stamina, a decently damaged area, to where that's not necessarily the case in the UFC. And maybe it sounds like they're trying to replicate that.
I mean, you could get flash KO'd, and I feel like it being the way that you just said makes more sense in an online setting than being randomly knocked the fuck out, because I don't like random shit to happen in my online games.
I wouldn't say like random. I said maybe a lucky shot.
Yeah, but luck is essentially random.
That's true.
But what they're talking about anyways is not necessarily the knocking out of the person. It's what happens afterwards. So instead of, like a motion captured animation of a guy falling to the ground, it's going to be physics based and all sorts of shit that goes into it. So it's going to look, it's weird to say it's going to look more realistic, even though it's not motion captured, but that's what they want to do is, how many times did you see the same knockout animations in that game?
Plenty.
It got annoying, like you could only knock somebody out so many times and see them bounce off the cage and then fall to the ground in an animation. It's like, well, that
right, and then you
would've
just
happened.
awkwardly like go into an animation where you're on top of them and you just smash them 4 times before the referee just kind of waves from the other end of the cage and you get off.
The knockouts, well, the first time through, they're kind of like, whoa, shit, that was crazy, you know? You'd flying knee a guy and then he'd fall to his knees and then face plant. I was like, all right, oh, well, that's weird. But now, I guess it's going to be more physics-based. So based on where you hit them and how their body was, and their legs they're gonna stumble trying to stay up depending on how they get knocked out. Their legs are gonna stiffen if they get starched. It's gonna be fucking great. I hope. I mean, obviously, all these things said don't necessarily mean they're gonna pan out, but it sounds a lot better than the current system.
I'm guessing it'll lead to some very awkward things, though.
Yeah,
physics systems tend to do that.
Yeah, I hope that. Yeah, that's one concern I have is that shit's gonna get weird. But they also brought up a point where they didn't want to go full ragdoll because that would be weird as shit. Because
I think that would add a whole new element to the game.
Because if you look at when you're killed in Halo and your guy ragdolls, some goofy shit happens.
Super weird. Like you'll be you'll get lucky and just like fall sitting up completely, or their legs will be all contorted. And
my guy did the most heavy duty split I've ever seen in my entire life. Like his legs were like up near his ears. It was fucking weird.
Honestly, if as a non-UFC fan, if UFC did that, I would be more tempted to buy it.
Yeah, I could see that, but for everybody else on the planet, it'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this game? Like, why is
just put in a Wile E. Coyote mode
why is
that
Donald
I can unlock?
Cerrone's arm backwards? What the fuck is happening here? It would look weird, I could guarantee that, especially just because you can see all their limbs clearly because, you know, they're basically fighting in their underwear.
Yeah.
So it would get real weird. But that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Another thing, and I'm on the fence with this, I don't know how it's going to go, is the dynamic grappling system is what they're calling it. If you've played the previous game, you would know that the ground game is almost turn-based. Whoever starts first, you know, gets the opportunity to move and shit like that. Well, apparently now it's not going to be like that. Both players can move at the same time, which sounds really fucking complicated to me. Like, I don't know if I'm too dumb to understand what it means. But, you know, they mentioned something about if, you know, a guy is trying to pass guard to the right and you're trying to stand up to the left, something can happen. It sounds complicated as
Basically,
shit.
you're going to have, like, if they're trying to go to the left, you're going to want to go to that same direction on top to stay in that dominant position.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, but...
Yeah, I think it's something we'll have to wait to see to really understand how it's going to work. But, I mean, hey, any change to the ground game, I'm fucking welcoming because the ground game was shit.
Yeah.
You could get fucked on the ground. Oh, that sounds terrible.
I think I might be the only person that liked the submission system.
I love it. I
kind of did. I see on Reddit that's a lot of
people hate it.
complaints. Like I don't know. I didn't see a problem with it. If you have a high level submission artist, of course it's going to be harder to get out of a submission, as it would be in real life. That's why they, you know, specialize in that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that people said is that it was kind of hard to understand quickly. And I could see where it would be a little bit confusing if it's not explained properly. And one of the things they said they're going to do is they're keeping that submission minigame in with the octagon and the sticks and whatever the fuck you had to do. But they're trying to make it more easily understandable. So I guess they're going to change a little bit, maybe the way it looks or something like that. But yeah, they plan on definitely keeping that in, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, submissions are always a good time. The feeling of getting a submission in that game is pretty awesome because
it's super hard to do against another player.
Yeah, it is. But anyways, the roster was a big low point for us. I mean, how many fighters did they have total?
From the I don't know, but maybe I know they were missing big names like fucking Rumble Johnson, TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, those guys had to be patched in, which is understandable because when they
weren't really
when they started making the game, TJ Dillashaw had just lost to, was it Dodson that beat him
in the Ultimate Fighter? Yeah, that's the only guy.
That was when they were making the roster, so that's why he wasn't in and shit like that. But it was said in an interview with the gameplay director, I think it's the gameplay director, Brian Hayes. They asked him if they were going to have the top 15 from every division, and there's 10 divisions, which would be 150 fighters. He said that's well short of what they're going to be having in the game.
Yeah. Right, because there's a few fighters that are good that aren't ranked.
Yeah.
Well, like Sage Northcutt. And who's that karate fighter that we kept talking about the one day that he reminds us? I said he reminded us of Anderson Silva, some white boy. Not Sage Northcutt, but
Steven Thompson, Wonder Boy.
I think
maybe?
it might be it. But there's a few fighters that are good that aren't necessarily in the top 15.
Yeah, I think that was just to kind of gauge the amount of fighters that are in. But he said even if they included the top 15 from every division right now, like he said he doesn't know because obviously by the time the game comes out, rankings are going to change.
Right.
But he said they'll easily have that. Like that's a breeze compared to what they're going to have. So that's fucking... I didn't even know there were that many fighters.
Right. And then
Obviously
like before they had one women's division with like 4 fighters.
Yeah.
And now there's 2 women's divisions?
Yeah, the strawweight. They're going to have the strawweight division and obviously the bantamweight. Oh, speaking of which, Ronda Rousey's on the cover, and already the EA Sports curse is kicked in.
Right.
Well, the EA Sports curse kicked her right in the fucking face.
2 fucking days later.
Excuse me. I need to take a drink of water here.
Yeah, it's sad. So, I mean, they added... Another thing that they added, which we're probably not too happy about, is Ultimate Team, which doesn't really make sense for a fighting game.
No, it makes perfect sense. You got to have microtransactions.
Yeah, and Ultimate Team is their most popular mode in every game they have. So
yeah,
they
it was only a
figured,
matter of time, really.
why not bring it? I mean,
it looks like you're going to have 5 fighters, and you're going to be able to level them up or something using
cards that you get.
Cards. Yeah. I don't know.
It's okay. I mean, I don't hate it too much, but I'm not going to play it. And the other thing that they added for the more casual and fun-based, and this is like a party game mode, they added a knockout mode where there's like no grappling, no submissions, no takedowns. It's just you start up the match and you just throw them bows until someone gets knocked out.
I don't even know
awesome.
if there's a round in it, if there's like rounds. It just said gameplay continues until somebody gets starched.
That's amazing.
Nice.
So that's something that'll, I would imagine, draw in a lot of casual players, and you can use that in like a party setting
Exactly.
where you're hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
And maybe necessarily, like for Titan, for instance, necessarily doesn't play UFC.
Right.
But
That's
he
where
plays
the
Mortal
ragdoll
Kombat
physics,
so he can
belong.
button mash. Like,
Yeah, they should just add ragdoll physics to KO mode.
and fatalities as well.
All right, now you're getting out of hand. Just play Mortal Kombat, you nerd. Yeah, so those are things that we know as of right now. There's going to be a bunch of skill trainers and stuff to help you learn the game. The career mode is going to be more in depth, apparently.
I'm hoping.
But one downside that is there's really nothing the game can do about it is the shitty ass Reebok fight kits. Everybody's going to have them.
A lot of the career, a
Yeah,
lot of the career mode of previous games was building up your sponsors and stuff like that. So that might be gone.
It's going to be weird.
But
I don't know
I
what they're
do
gonna
like that there are injuries now. Hopefully injuries in career. Like, I want to be able to injure someone mid-fight and have the fight stop.
Well, that's
like,
definitely
that'd be
not
cool.
hasn't been mentioned, but the injuries as far as overtraining in career can happen. But
it'd be pretty. I know I'd be pretty pissed to like build my fighter up to a title fight and then like
You have
the
to pull out
champ
because
gets
of
hurt.
injury?
Well, even the champ gets hurt.
yeah,
And you got to fight someone else. I think it'd be cool. I'm just hoping that they bring back a voice for your character because
I highly doubt it.
it was
It was
one
cool.
of the
I think
one
it
of
was
the
like-
games you get interviewed by Joe Rogan after
Oh
each
my
fight,
God, that'd be so
and then
good.
they do the highlights. Well, they did that already. Like so,
But I mean, like now, it would
yeah.
be awesome.
yeah, I'd love that.
That'd be great.
And then like you get your 4 classic RPG responses, like either talk shit, be humble, fans, or
that'd be cool.
stuff like that. That would be nice to see them bring that back because a lot of these EFC career
EFC
EA career mode
They
games
suck.
don't have like personality to them.
No, they suck. Tell you what, you were
I
gonna say
think
something.
I think your guy should be able to get injured and then like a career-ending injury, and then you should have to guide him through crippling depression afterwards.
I think it would be cool if you get injured, you have to do some sort of rehab to see, like, and if you,
like a rehab minigame,
like if you're doing good enough, you can come back sooner,
or if
come
you
back
don't
stronger,
you don't do well enough, you risk re-injuring during the fight.
and you
know,
risk.
Then
It's
Kevin
career
Costner comes and asks you to join the Marines.
As soon as Titan opens his mouth at this point, I know something ridiculous is coming out.
Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit.
Fucking Christ. Anyways, so yeah, look out for more deets on UFC 2. I'm looking forward to definitely hearing more. Spring 2016 is way too far away, though.
Right, and just
Kind of
as
butthurt.
long as they don't do the same Ultimate Fighter shit they did last time. Like
that was ass.
when I heard Ultimate Fighter, I figured they were gonna have like weekly sort of episodes, and your coaches would
cutscenes and
actually
shit.
talk to you or something like that. But no,
Yeah.
none of that happened.
It was poop.
Yeah.
Anyways, Titan, this is right in your fucking wheelhouse, buddy. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow are coming to the 3DS Virtual Console with wireless trading and battles. What do you think about that, Titan?
I'm super excited. I want it to be out now.
Do you have
I can
every
download
Pokemon game?
Do I have what?
Every Pokemon game?
No, not even close. I skip all the shitty mystery dungeon pinball shit.
I'm talking about like
Hey,
actual.
Pinball. Fucking Pokemon Pinball is one of my favorite games goddamn ever. You watch your mouth, boy.
I'm not talking about the Game Boy Color game.
Oh.
They have like new shit and like Pokemon Shuffle or some weird.
Was Pokemon Pinball, was that the one you put a AAA battery in it and it like rumbled?
Yeah, I had the Rumble Pack.
That
Yeah,
was fucking cool. Dude, I love
That
that game.
was
I want to
sweet.
get that game now.
Pokemon Pinball.
Emulator. that
you
shit
can.
out
I'm
of
sure
that.
there's emulators that can.
Yeah, I'm 100% doing that.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
though.
I know. I want an emulator to play Super Smash Brothers, like Wii U or Brawl, but that's probably hard as shit to do.
Yeah, we should just probably get a Wii U. Like, we could just get a We Can't Respawn Wii U. We'll go threesies on it and just leave it. We'll just
Somewhere.
like fucking divvy it up 3 days.
Put it in a warehouse.
On one condition, you never say the word threesies again.
I mean, I don't really ever want to say it again, to be honest with you. It just
Good.
kind of happened.
We go threesome on it.
See, this just got weird. Well, at least it doesn't have any phallic-shaped controllers this time around, so that's good. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm still not keeping my 3DS, but
No, you should totally keep it so I can trade with you.
you know, I'm too poor to keep it. I need money. So yeah, did they say when that's coming out?
I didn't see the release date yet.
I heard
but
they're gonna be $10. That was
yeah,
Oh no, $10.
Right.
the virtual console shit is typically pretty cheap. You can get like Zelda games for like $5.99 and stuff.
Yeah, I think I bought Super Mario Brothers 3 for like $5, which is cool. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. Like I almost do want to keep my 3DS for that, but then I don't know how much playtime that'll get with everything else that's currently
Right.
in my
It'll
library.
be. It would just like if I did it, it would just replace me looking at my phone when I'm in bed.
Mhm.
I would just be
Right.
playing the 3DS until I fall asleep.
I would just leave my 3DS in the bathroom for when I play.
I was looking online for a way to like It's so hard to get a capture card in a 3DS. You have to have it like specially modified.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I was like, oh man, there's got to be a way that we can all like battle each other and do We Can't Respawn battles in Pokemon.
That would be great.
Pipe dream.
Yeah, that would be super cool. But I don't know. Hopefully that comes out soon. I would imagine it'll come out soon. It can't be that hard
I'm
to
hoping Pokken Tournament also comes out soon.
do. Spring 2016. Pokken Tournament, yeah. That's the theme song, by the way. They hired me for it specifically.
Award winning.
Yeah. So another announcement of sorts, which we also have to talk about something else related to this game. Rocket League has new DLC coming out next month called Chaos Run.
And it's Mad Max themed, and the trailer was fantastic.
Yeah, the trailer was awesome. It was just cool.
Yeah, it was presented almost like the new Fury Road trailer was,
Yeah.
and it was great.
It was cool. It's got 2 new cars, both which look pretty awesome. One of them's got like spikes in the wheels, which is pretty gnarly. 12 decals, 6 each for the new cars. 2 paint types. One is camo, and the other one is sun baked, sun chipped or
something like
dried or whatever.
Sun dried, something like that.
Yeah, it looks cool. 2 new wheels, 2 new trails, 3 toppers, which are hats, 3 like antenna balls, and the new Wasteland map, which is much different than the other arenas, I guess they call them. It's curved on the edges, it's wider, and it features random boost location instead of the usual format. So that's going to be cool as shit.
Gonna be a Fury Road.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm fucking pumped.
from like all except like the hockey rink, I think that was like my favorite looking
Yeah, it looked
looking
awesome.
pack.
Yeah, the hockey DLC I assume is coming out soonish. And right now they have the Mutator mashup. I guess I don't even know if it's like an update sort of. It brings mutators into the game, which can affect all sorts of things.
Yeah, like ball density,
Ball
gravity,
size, gravity,
ball speed.
boost effectiveness, destruction, boost recharge.
And the game modes are pretty fun.
All this stuff, yeah, they have a bunch of game modes that are in the Mutator Mashup playlist. And we got some playtime with them. They're pretty goddamn fun.
Yeah. Beach ball, moon ball.
We have a beach ball video up of us playing an epic beach ball
That
match.
was crazy.
Yeah,
that was great.
It was nuts. God damn it. So go watch that right now. Pause this and go watch that. Go, 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 go. Yeah, Rocket League is the shit. Go get it if you don't have it.
And it
DLC's
seems like they're
cheap as
announcing
shit,
something new about this game every time.
Yeah, it's
like
got-
every time we turn around.
It got the Revenge of the Battle Cars DLC. It got something before that. It got the DeLorean. It got this Mutator pack. It's getting the hockey game type. It's getting the Chaos Run.
It should get the Batmobiles next. All of the
my God.
Batmobiles.
And a Gotham City themed fucking arena. I'm
Arkham
gonna tweet-
Asylum. Arkham
Amazing.
Asylum.
I'm gonna tweet the shit out of out of Rocket League.
Arkham
immediately.
Asylum map.
Oh my God!
There you go. I just made you guys fucking $1
All
million
the
in
boosts are in the shape
DLC
of bat symbols.
or Riddler symbols, something, anything.
Yeah.
You could do it anything.
Floating Riddler trophies are the boost things.
Every character has their own car.
Fuck. Hey, Psionics, I think that's how you pronounce your shit.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Right.
And hurry up.
And they could just do it to where they don't even call them that, like, because
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like
Yeah, well, I mean, if they were able to
merchandising
get a Back to the,
rights.
Future
DeLorean.
license,
right?
they could probably talk to somebody about some Batman shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm
As
sure
long as
WB would
my
be pretty nice about
Joker car can have a tattoo that says damaged, I'm definitely down.
Tight, I'm going to ban you from this podcast.
That's come on, that's a joke.
it. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Yeah, that joke was damaged. Anyways, that's what we got for Rocket League. I mean, if you haven't played it, I fucking hate you. Titan, I hate you. Just...
I've played it. I'm terrible. Remember?
Oh, yeah, you did play it. Yeah, never mind. I
He was
love you
here.
again. Sorry.
Well, yeah, we all thought like as soon as we got to our separate screens, we were running shit again. Though.
Yeah, that was weird. Anyways, as far as DLC goes, Halo's free DLC is out. It adds Big Team Battle, 4 maps for Big Team Battle, and 48 new recs or requisitions. I believe
yeah,
they're
it
called.
is requisitions.
Some new armor. It looks pretty decent.
A lot of them are weapon skins,
Skins and
variations of like the
and
walker
skins for like
drones.
vehicles is the word I'm looking for
Yep.
here.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Couldn't
looking for,
find
too.
it. That was weird. But yeah, I don't know if those have different effects to them.
I'm assuming that they just might have different like weapons.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
I
I don't know.
think-
Like how there are
Like,
different
'cause I know-
variations of the warthog, like the Goss warthog and all
Yeah.
that shit. Like maybe one of the walkers is a Goss walker or some shit.
The
I
snow
don't know.
camo
Yeah.
warthog shoots fucking
Right.
snowballs out of a cannon. Tell you what were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say that I think Arena is the only place where they have to keep it balanced, and then in Warzone
Yeah.
they just go crazy and have like souped up Needler, souped up everything.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, free DLC, Big Team Battle, bunch of new recs, 4 maps for Big Team Battle. One of which is Blood Gulch Remade, which I really want to play. Although I don't really want to play Big Team because whenever I play that, I get shit on because I have a little team. I don't have a big
Right.
team. So we need some friends, guys. If you could maybe add us and play Halo with us, that'd be great. So yeah, that's pretty much it for news. Can you guys have anything other news you want to?
I mean, no. I mean, I'm still. I haven't been playing Halo as much, and like when I do, there's only really a few things I want to do, and that's just change the way I look, which is how it is in every video game.
Yeah,
We've got to see a
Yep.
doctor about this.
we have a customization issue.
really badly.
And
I
it's
honest-
contagious because it's spread between all three of us.
I honestly hate the way my Fallout character looks, so I play it in first person.
You
because-
didn't even show like when you showed me the
Oh,
video.
good.
You didn't show me what he
Good,
looked
'cause he's
like.
fucking hideous. I mean, he's wearing a goofy fucking like aviation helmet of some sort. I got my vault suit on, looks like pajamas and with armor attached
Damn, I took
to
that
it.
thing off instantly.
Well, it's either that or I run around in my underwear with.
I wonder if
fucking
people
armor
would talk to you
attached.
differently because I know in Bethesda games they do usually recognize like when your character is weird.
Well,
so
the weirdest part is when I'll equip a bunch of new armor and I won't realize that I accidentally took off my undersuit. And I'll be walking around and I'll accidentally hit the button to go to third person. I'll be standing there in my fucking tighty whities. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why am I wearing underwear and shoulder pads? Huh. This is weird.
So before we get too much into Fallout, we'll get back to that later.
Yeah, we
another
will.
game came out, a little bit smaller,
Barely.
barely,
I mean, in
right?
terms
But it was a
of
lot.
fucking
Well,
fanboys.
right, it was a large release, but I think we already talked about it a little bit, so we're not going to spend as much time, but the full release of Star Wars Battlefront has come out.
Yeah, I haven't played it.
And they did change. They did change quite a bit. Like a lot of the weapons are damaged differently.
They unlock at all sorts of different levels.
Right. There's always, especially that sniper rifle that was the first thing you unlocked in the beta, is one of the last thing you unlocks in the game now. More weapon types, which I was glad to see. I would like to see more get added over time.
Definitely.
It comes with 12 maps, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard the Season Pass was adding 16.
Yeah, the Season Pass is adding 16 new ones, and I'm guessing most of them are going to be prequel maps.
Not sure, though.
Well, there's a few. Like,
they're going to bother doing the prequels.
There's Yavin. There's maybe Coruscant that they could do in the newer, or in the original trilogy that they haven't. What's Princess Leia's home again?
Alderaan,
yeah, before it gets blown up, and that's what happens at the end, like the cutscene.
That would be awesome.
But they did add a bunch of game modes. We played almost all of them, haven't we, Titan? Almost all of the game modes, except maybe Droid Run. I don't think I played.
I haven't done Droid Run yet.
What would you say is your least favorite game mode?
Supremacy. From what I've played so far.
What is that?
It's basically
it's Conquest?
Heist. No, I think it's basically heist without like you know how not heist. Heist that's not the right one. It's I would say Conquest, but you're pushing and
they did it kind of like they do in Team Fortress 2, where it's like you start out with each team has 2 control points to start out, and then there's 1 or 2 in the middle that you have to push.
Over. Oh, okay. And it's like you have a whole front line. Like once you get this objective, you move to the next one. But if they take that objective, they're pushing you back, and it's the whole objective is to push them literally back into back off the map to all the objectives. And it just seemed like the spawns in that were really off, and it's still unbalanced with like the Empire and the Rebels. Like the Empire still gets the walkers, while the Rebels just, if they're lucky enough, get rockets.
Okay, you think they would do everything to really balance that and keep it evenly matched, as opposed to Walker Assault, where depending on what movie it is, one team might have an advantage over the other.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like there's any balance to Supremacy at all.
No.
You're just and I think the main problem I have with the game is the spawns are just kind of randomly out in the open. There's no, like, I'm going to spawn on this control point, or I haven't figured out whether or not there's any kind of spawn beacon type item.
I don't think there is.
It's too randomized.
Yeah, we were playing earlier today, we were playing cargo, and we were on separate teams, and as I was grabbing your cargo, your teammate spawned right in front of it, and I killed him, and I'm pretty sure he left after that. It's just like, the spawns in a lot of competitive shooters seem to be weird.
It's the way it is.
Except Battlefield. Like,
before we continue,
kind of.
I just read that Rainbow Six Siege is having an open beta.
Another one?
It's going to be the 25th to the 29th of this month on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. So I guess we can give that a whirl when it happens. But anyway, continue on your Battlefront stuffs.
Well, I hope it's certainly better than last time, because you sure as hell didn't like it.
I couldn't even fucking play barely.
I didn't see anybody online who liked it.
Maybe I'll try it on Xbox One. Maybe I'll try it on everything I have, which is only Xbox One and PC. But yeah.
Right. I think I still like Walker Assault a lot because it has been balanced. You can easily win as the Rebels now. Like before, in the beta versions, you had your entire map open. Like the Empire could just go back behind your beacons and sit on a turret, and as you were spawning, just kind of like kill you. Like if nobody was paying attention. Now, the Empire can't go past a certain point. Like you can't just go wait for things to happen. So they kind of took that, and it did kind of balance it. A lot of the other maps, there's only 4 Walker Assault maps, but the other maps they were on, some of them have really easy to defend points for the Rebels, and that kind of helps it too.
Yeah.
they changed the way like the hero systems work. Like before, you were only in the beta, you were only getting one hero a map. Like if you're Rebels and you got a hero, you're automatically Luke. If you got Rebels and you're a hero, you're automatically Darth Vader. The way they have it in Walker Assault now is you can choose. Like you can choose which hero you want to be, which villain you want to be.
Thank goodness for that too.
And yeah, I like them all except maybe the Emperor, but he can heal other people and himself. But I don't know. I hope they add more. But then again, in terms of the original trilogy, there really isn't any more characters.
They could always add Lando.
Lando, maybe Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Oh my god, and they die every time, no matter what.
They get burned alive. Yeah, Greedo.
Greedo, though? Really? Yeah.
Jabba
I'd
the
rather
Hutt.
crawl around as Jabba the Hutt.
Right. Speaking of, I don't think they had Jabba's Palace as a map. They could just easily add that.
There's so many maps that they did the Junlin Waste, though, so that's kind of Tatooine.
Tell you what, that fucking game looks good. That's for damn sure. I saw somebody post screenshots of the game on Ultra with 4K. Jesus, so goddamn pretty.
Yeah, the
I
game
would play it.
certainly looks good on all systems. They did a good job of optimizing that. I don't really see many gameplay like glitches from it or like clipping or anything like that. I don't have too many issues. I do have an issue with like there seems to be laser lag or like certain like laser drop, which really bugs me
And I have
too.
to lead my targets way, way far.
Yeah. I don't know why that's a thing, but in terms of like the weapons and how they changed and which weapons you've even gotten to use, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite?
I'm still mostly using the E11. I haven't unlocked that much, but the next thing I'm saving up for is the T21. I think it is the long range rifle. Because on Walker Assault, sometimes
it's actually
you
a
really
heavy.
need.
It's a heavy rifle,
Yeah.
like heavy blaster, and it shoots very slowly. And there's
Yeah,
also,
I know. It's more like a single shot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
That's
okay.
why I want it. I want a really long range kind of.
But it's not as long range and effective as you think, though. It's not. You may be thinking it's a sniper rifle. It's not.
No, I was thinking
Okay.
more like an M1.
It's
single
not even,
shot.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's kind of accurate. It's just really, I don't know. It doesn't
Like, I need
seem
something
like it functions.
Accurate and semi-automatic, because that E11 is fucking ass at a distance.
I'm using the Rebel rifle, which they changed from the beta. It used to be terrible, and now that thing it mows people down. And then
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
the second blaster rifle that for some reason has 2 sniper scopes on it. It's a 5-shot burst, and I've been using that a lot. That's been working for me. The end unlocks are Boba Fett's rifle, which I want so badly, and then Han Solo's pistol. I haven't gotten a chance to use those, but those seem kind of awesome.
So all in all, you'd say it's a lot better than you thought it would be.
A lot better. It's a lot. Everything is pretty much improved except the spawns.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play it at some point, but man,
Yeah, I would say the only big problem is the problem with every first-person shooter, and that's that other people on your team are stupid.
yeah, and I mean, what are you gonna do? You know,
Right?
Get
you
more
can't-
teammates.
yeah, get more teammates is basically it.
Gotta get more friends once again.
God damn it, our lack of friends is just not working out. Yeah, I mean, it sucks that that's a thing we have to deal with. Why does it seem like, do other people just play in bigger groups? Is that what this is? Like, it seems like we always get stuck with the dummies, or does everybody just get stuck with the dummies, but other people have friends? So there's
I
less
don't know.
dummies?
I think it's just a mix of just how people like how we always say we dislike the way this group of, I don't want to say generation, but this group of people play games, like how first-person shooter type players play in
Culture
general.
has
Yeah, it's
evolved.
like earlier, like we were playing an objective-based game mode. It's like how Capture the Flag is in Halo.
Mm-hmm.
When you kill somebody who has the flag, you have to retrieve it. Well, I literally had one of my teammates walk past the cargo point, and they were just kind of standing there waiting for people. Like they were just gonna let the enemy congregate on there to get kills. Like, no, dude, we're trying to
Yeah,
we don't want
I know
this
what you mean.
Capture the Flag game to take 10 minutes. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Score the flag,
capture or
retrieve it, defend.
But you can still win and have fun. Like, you don't need to just kill people.
Everybody,
all the time.
and that's the thing. Everyone just cares about what their KD is.
Yeah,
right. And that's the thing is they added like a team deathmatch mode. Like, go play that if you want to play fucking Call of Duty.
Understand.
It's called Blast, and it's pretty much.
It's because what happens is in an objective game mode, you could typically get more kills because it takes time for the objective to happen. Whereas in a deathmatch, each kill counts towards the total and it'll end quicker.
And you can get way more kills. Like, I'm getting like 50, 60 Walker Assault.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people see those high amounts, like, oh, look how good I am. Hey, it's an objective mode. Maybe play that.
Right. Like, yeah, a lot of the times, if we're playing Walker Assault, I'll be glad to be the rebels because that just means I can defend the objective, and that's pretty much what I'm good at. It
sucks that FPS culture has kind of evolved into this horseshit. I mean, it's tough to say that it's evolved. It might have always been like that, but I think maybe now we're just kind of like...
It's easier to see because we're not a part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas we used to be.
Well, I mean, when we played objective modes, we always played the objectives.
That's I just meant like fucking like Modern Warfare 2 days. We were like...
Oh, man.
Super about everything.
I remember... I remember camping on maps like Wasteland, just running the maps and getting like nukes and shit because we were so good at holding down our maps.
Yeah, it's like...
So it was so fun. Like, and people used to hate on us because we camped.
We were good.
But we didn't camp. We defended. Okay?
Right.
If you came into our zones, hey,
There's
luck.
no rule in first-person shooters where you have to run to the other side of the map like an asshole.
That's what everybody does
We're a
now.
team, so we're going to control an area like a team should.
That's why we don't really play Call of Duty now, because it's all about speed nowadays.
Yeah.
You can't just
there's
chill
no
the
And
fuck
with
out.
them, it's like this was also a problem in Halo. Like, they'll up the movement speed of the players, but they won't change the map size at all.
Yeah, it's stupid. So
that's pretty much all I can think about on Star Wars. I'm just hoping that with the updates they do add game modes. Like, they do have single player missions. I can hardly call them that. There's basically just like a horde mode.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
It's not too bad. You can play with or against a friend, which is kind of fun. And what is it called? Hero Battle, where you can practice being a hero and you're fighting against, whoever else is with you and enemy AI. It's kind of fun. You don't earn experience or money if you're playing against someone else, but if you're by yourself, you earn money. It's really weird. But yeah, I would say Battlefront is worth it. Like, I wouldn't say it's worth $60 yet because I don't think there's enough to the game.
Really? It looked like there was a lot of modes. I thought there was.
Well, there's like 6, but like it's almost like Battlefield, and it's like people only play certain game modes.
Well, the good thing about the good thing about that game is that the game modes aren't your typical game modes. Like Walker Assault, there isn't anything quite like that.
Right. Fighter Squadron I didn't mention Fighter Squadron. That's also actually really fun.
Yeah.
Like if Battlefield had a mode like that and everybody was just like 100% great, but in this Fighter Squadron, they mix you in with AI, so sometimes you can't even tell unless you're right up on them. Yeah. So I kind of like that. I had fun with Walker Assault. It's the same. You have heroes. You can get the Millennium Falcon, the Slave One.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty fun.
It's not just deathmatch, capture the flag, whatever the fuck else.
Right. I'm as far as that goes, I'm just excited to see what the season pass will bring. Like what kind of content they add to Star Wars.
Yeah. So, another game came out that you guys might have heard of. I mean, maybe not.
Probably.
It's it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's like a hipster game. You probably have never heard of it.
It's just Fallout 4.
Yeah. It's only been the meme for like fucking 6 months.
So wow. I've got about 11 hours in, almost 12. And I haven't done shit. I haven't really done anything in the main story because I'm too hell-bent on getting to all the settlements. And I've been building a lot in Sanctuary, which is your hometown. It's one of those games where I'll look at the clock and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm like, god damn it.
As is with all Bethesda games, they're complete time vampires. I've got about What did you say my counter was at? I thought it was only like a day.
Yeah, bro,
but
it's 34 hours.
34 hours.
Thank you, Steam, for updating me.
And I have only done 2 of the main story missions, which I'm not concerned about. Like,
No, I got all the. Well, I don't have all the time in the world.
Right.
Apparently, I'm gonna use it all up.
I want to get everything out of this game like as soon as possible, and a good 99% of the time that I put in was in all of my sanctuaries. Like,
you mean your settlements?
Yeah, settlements. I have like 6 or 7, and they form a complete trading circle. So every settlement is connected. My home sanctuary is completely fortified, but there was some stuff that I didn't see at first. Like, I didn't, for some reason, I don't know why, but I didn't know about the concrete
the shack
foundations or any of the foundations. So I'm sitting here using dumb shit as foundations.
It was hard.
When I saw that, that's like tomorrow or something.
Okay,
it's totally going to kill that day.
Let's back this up a little bit. I don't really want to get too specific into what we're doing exactly and stuff like that. I want to talk more about the game, like in general, like story and the way it looks and the way it plays and stuff like that. The first thing is there is already a game-breaking glitch that I want to mention. I think it has to do with a mission where you go to a place called Monsignor Plaza. I think that was the name of it.
Yeah,
don't do that if you play it. Don't do that mission yet. It's busted. Apparently, it'll crash your game. So don't do that. But anyways, as far as the story goes, I don't give a fucking shit about anything. I don't know if it just didn't grab me all that much. I don't really care. They kind of tried to make you give a shit about characters in that little like intro, like pre-bomb intro, and I was like, eh.
Oh, with your family, and then you get cryo frozen because they advertise the vaults as like these places where you can live, but they're actually doing experiments on these people, and that's why they're putting them on ice. So that what happens is you and your family go into a cryopod. You wake up like 200 years later.
Yeah.
You wake up. I think you wake up a little less than 200 years later because you start to like you kind of like wake up for a little bit, and these raiders come and they shoot your wife and take your kid. And then you wake up and it's like 200 years later, everything's completely destroyed.
Spoiler alert, Fallout 4, you're fucking finding somebody.
Right. And, it's probably...
Is the Fallout series basically taken, or...
Well, Fallout 3, I think your mission was just to find your dad, which oddly enough was Liam Neeson.
Right? And now you have to find your kid who was
You have to find your son, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I'm just going to take a wild guess here. Your son is going to end up being the villain of the game.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I wait. Yeah, I could see that. The story is, I guess. I mean, it's
not really about the story.
No, it's definitely not.
No, it never is with Bethesda games.
It's not like, obviously, I don't care that much because I've done like no story missions, and I'm just out doing the Minutemen missions, which are kind of side quests, sort of.
Yeah.
They're side quests, but they almost feel like main quests.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So the story is all right. I can't really vouch too much for it at this point because, like I said, we've both of us have barely touched it.
Right.
And we've also said, obviously, it's not really about that. It's Fallout. I mean, fuck the story.
It's all about what you can do in the
bro.
game and like free will, which is all Bethesda games, like Skyrim, one of the greatest games of all time. But hell, Titan, even you can say like the story wasn't all that great. It's just like you're, of course, the chosen one who's destined to defeat the demon who comes and threatens the world and blah blah blah.
It's not even about the story in the game. It's about the story that your character sort of creates on his journey.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all the shit that you get to tell your friends that you did is basically part of the story in the game, which is cool. That's cool. That's cool shit.
Yeah, spending time like just walking around, seeing what you can see. I'm hoping to come up on like a lot more dynamic events, like to see how this world pretty much functions.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But man, I don't know. There's just so much. It feels over. Like when you boot up the game, and I usually save it like right next to what I wanted to do when I picked the game back up.
Yeah, I feel
but
you.
I never do that. Like I always like, what was I supposed to do? I got to do this. I got to do this.
What normally happens for me is I'll get back to Sanctuary and talk to the dude Preston, who's the Minuteman, and I'll save it after that, and then I booted back up in Sanctuary, and my plan was to continue the Minuteman stuff. But then, next thing I know, I'm building something in Sanctuary. I'm
always
harvesting
get
crops.
Right, you always get an idea to add something to a Sanctuary, and they gave you so many settlements to fuck around with.
Christ, I don't even want to think about it. I'm still fucking with Sanctuary. I haven't bothered with... there's probably like... I must have 8 right now, and I'm probably barely even close to being done. Because I only have like a quarter of the map discovered.
Right.
And there's shit everywhere, by the way.
Yeah.
God damn it.
The thing I wanted, I just wanted to establish like
a home base.
Like you get the settlements, and then you recruit the people like you're supposed to do. Then all I wanted to do, assign you to a job, give you a sleeping bag. You don't deserve a bed, only I deserve a bed. Make sure every place is fortified.
Yeah.
Which just really means like I use for the other settlements, I don't worry about guard posts. I just put turrets down.
Yeah.
And that almost builds up more. So I just do that, make sure everything, and then I established the supply line.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I have that thing supplied, I'm just gonna, because you fucked me up with the Sanctuary, I have to go redo that now.
You saw the foundations. It was like,
yeah, I didn't like, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how the hell to elevate it effectively.
yeah.
So I fucked all that up.
This is a problem right here. Is there's so much shit to do in this game that we've started out trying to be general with it, and here we are going right back in to the in-depth part because there's so much shit to do.
There's no generalization for this game.
It's ridiculous.
There is, like, obviously they have the new building dynamic, which lets you build your Sanctuary.
It's a little difficult.
Minecrafty.
Not only that, it's a little difficult to understand if you don't know that things snap together, or you don't know to use floors to make your walls function like snappable.
Yeah.
And you don't know to use foundations, the raise stuff. It's real weird. Like, I first started out using prefab corners and trying to make like buildings with those attached to regular walls, and some of them don't snap together, and it's real fucking weird. But once you start to learn like the ways of the building system, it makes a lot more sense, and you can build better shit. Apparently there's a help menu that tells you a bunch of this shit that I didn't fucking know about.
It's like a man asking for driving directions. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing until you mentioned it. And at no point in my Fallout career was I like, man, I wonder if there's like a manual or something. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna push a bunch of buttons and see what happens.
Trial and error. You just gotta do what you gotta do.
So the building system,
survival of the fittest in the wasteland, man. Come on.
Yeah. We don't ask people for help in the wasteland. Apparently we do all the helping. The building system I love. I forgot that it was a thing until I got to Sanctuary the first time and they brought up the settlement building thing, and I was like, oh no.
Right.
I was like, I don't have time for this.
It's like, oh, I need to add a plant to my farm now. Oh wait, this gate isn't good enough. I need to go fix this.
I started scrapping fucking everything. Yep. Holy shit. I'm like, we don't need these fences. This tire can go. This whole house is gone. They don't need these doors. This table's knocked over. I'm scrapping that.
Right. If it's not green, if it shows up yellow on my screen, it's getting scrapped. Yeah. If it shows up green, then I most likely either store it or save it or move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I don't think those count to your build.
Everybody has one bed.
Right.
They don't have a pillow or a blanket.
Nope.
And they're all rusty.
Yep.
I got the one nice bed that's not rusty, so they can suck it.
Everyone else is in sleeping bags on the floor.
I think I'm going to turn Sanctuary into a concentration camp where I'm just going to put everybody outside in sleeping bags in like a line down the road.
You're going to dig a mass grave.
If I could dig a hole, I would.
Oh, God.
Okay, so, God damn it. The game looks good.
Yeah. Especially on PC.
Yeah, lucky for me.
Not to be master race assholes or anything, but it looks way better on PC than it does anywhere else.
Once I got the Ultra indicator, I was like, fuck yeah. Also, apparently the PS4 and Xbox One versions suffer from some frame rate issues, with the Xbox One going as low as 0 frames per second.
Jesus.
So
it's a still image.
Yeah, it turns into a picture for a second or so. So that sucks. The PS4 has drops also, but apparently the Xbox One is worse. I got it on PC, so fuck you guys.
Right.
I'm glad I did that.
So am I.
And I did that
I even
because
wrestled
of
for a
mods.
while with it.
Mostly because of mods. And I figured it was going to look better on my PC. I was hoping I wasn't going to turn it on. It was like medium settings. And I'm like, fuck. I dropped the ball.
I've done a few mods. Nothing that like
helps
alters.
you win.
Yeah, nothing that alters gameplay really. Just like a uniform, a different color, and stuff like that.
So it looks good. It runs smooth. Obviously, some people have had issues with certain shit. Whatever. I've had no glitches in the game itself. You've had the game crash. I had a game crash one time. It just disappeared. No error report, no nothing. It just vanished from my desktop. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's how it would crash for me. Like, it would freeze in the game, and then the screen would just disappear. Though on the toolbar, it would look like it'd have that indicator that it's still running and the music going, but I couldn't click anything on the screen.
What happened to me is I died and the game just fucking bounced. It's like
permadeath.
I died so hard that even the game quit.
It was a permadeath. You have to start all over.
They were like,
oh god.
They were like, you can't respawn. Come on.
The game was like, have you heard your podcast name? We're done here. But yeah, it's been pretty stable for me. No frame rate drops to talk about. As far as the audio goes, I love the goddamn intro song so hard.
Yeah, their music is really good.
When I first turned it on, it has one of those menu songs that you're like, fuck yeah, this is about to be it.
It's very orchestraic.
Yeah, and
that's
love
probably
that.
not a word, but
it's fine. We've been making shit up all day.
Right.
We're great.
Professionals at it.
Yeah.
It gives the game an epic feel. Like you are in for one hell of an experience.
If you're just wandering the wasteland and there's music playing, it's so good. It makes the atmosphere so much more engaging.
Right, and I even kind of like the radio stations.
I haven't fucked with those at all yet. I heard I two like broadcasts.
Yeah,
for missions, but other than that, I haven't.
The classical radio is obviously classical music. The Diamond City radio is like the songs that you'll hear in the trailers, like the Wanderer song.
Yeah,
those are cool. Like the songs that appear, and then every once in a while, you get closer, and a lot of the radio stations have radio hosts, like in the old ones.
Yeah,
so kind of like what they do with GTA, like the fake radio stuff. They do that.
Guns sound like guns. Laser guns sound cool.
And the crafting system for the weapons is crazy.
There's so many options.
The only complaint I have about that is I wish you could craft ammo, but you can't.
I've run out of ammo way too frequently.
Yeah, and some of the ammo is hard to find.
And I'm stuck sniping bugs at point blank range. It's like really hard to do. Can't quick scope in Fallout. I mean, you might be able to, but I can't. So
right,
no 1080 quick scopes for me.
Yeah, you get like perks and you can put different stuff on guns.
Honestly, it's
every
incredible.
base gun you get, I pretty much dismantle if you're going to play it. I haven't sold or bought a single thing in the game yet.
I've sold and bought a bunch of shit just because. Man, it's just there's so much. There's so much to do. Like between the weapons crafting, the settlement building, the missions, the exploring, all the places on the map. It's just like there's so many options and all the perks and there's no level cap. It's just it's so much. Like it's overwhelming.
Right.
When I boot it up, I'm like, well, about to be here for a while.
And the mods I downloaded a mod earlier that replaces the cage armor textures with stormtrooper textures.
Nice.
So anytime I find this armor, I'm giving it to my companion so I can have a stormtrooper with me. Like, I'm like, sure, it's not lore friendly, but the way that the guy did it, he didn't just straight put stormtrooper. Like, he retextured. Like, the armor is still the same cage armor. It just has the color scheme.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really like I'll have to show you a picture at some point, but. I don't know, like, we talked about not modding to an extent, but there's one issue that we both have, the build size of the sanctuaries. Right. Now, I do want to increase it, but at the same time, like, there's something in me that doesn't. I'm going to
wait until probably later in the game.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm
going to wait until I need it. Until it starts to become an issue, then I'm like, all right.
I'm literally in red.
Are you?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know how close I am. I'm probably getting there, though. It sucks. But, I mean, obviously it makes sense because, rendering a bunch of objects is probably a little strenuous.
Yeah.
On a PC. There's something I was going to say. It's fucking aggravating. Huh. Something Fallout related, obviously. Titan, are you going to get Fallout?
I want to, but it's going to absorb so much time. I'm hesitant to buy it. Because I know how those Bethesda games are. Like, when I first played Skyrim, I was like pissed off for like the first 2 hours because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. And then after that, it was just like, where has the time gone?
Right. You should definitely
hundreds
get it.
of hours down the drain.
Yeah, you should 100% get it. Everybody should get it. I just like I want to play it so often. Like I don't want to do anything else ever.
And it's Bethesda's one of the games developers you can trust. They don't yearly release their games.
Mm-hmm.
They support their games for fucking years after.
Yeah, I'm 100% getting the season pass as soon as I can afford it.
Right. I totally forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
Because you get every single thing they ever put out.
Yep.
You know, and another Bethesda game, we're not going to get into it, but we're both excited, is Doom, obviously.
Yeah,
We talked about that before, and after seeing what they're doing with Fallout, what they've done with any other game, do you really think they're going to mess it up?
Fuck no.
No.
It's going to be
I don't
awesome.
know.
I'm hyped. It's
Right.
got mods and stuff.
Speaking of, I'm just really wondering how the mod support's going to work on the consoles.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about how that's going to work. Like, obviously on the PC, you can either manually install it or install it with the mod manager,
Yeah.
which I haven't done. I do it like manually,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love to know how that's going to work on consoles.
Yeah.
Like whether it's going to release as like an
interested to see as
add-on
well.
pack. You know what I mean?
Ooh, dude, I think once later in game when we get done with our, well, not even done, once we have our settlements to a good point, we should post a video tour of our settlements.
I actually made a remember. Well, yesterday when I was trying to upload your pictures, I actually did make a video tour with that.
Nice.
But it's going to be completely shit now because I have to redo it because you fucked me up.
Well, I mean, it's not even like, it's got to be like awesome.
Yeah.
Like something.
Because these people like.
Something that it'll be a tour that won't be like 8 seconds. Like, this is my front gate. Okay, bye.
Oh no! It was like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and we'll do commentary over it.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna go and play Fallout. No. You guys got anything else? Is there anything else you want to mention?
I think we pretty much covered
Yeah.
everything this week.
This episode went really well, in my opinion. It feels good to be back and organized. Titan, you got anything else you want to speak on?
No, not really. I think we got everything on the list.
All right,
Yeah.
get the fuck out. Okay, bye.
Yeah, goodbye. No. So let's see. A couple things I want to mention at the end here. Go to our YouTube channel and do me a solid and subscribe. We post videos rather consistently. We got Splinter Cell, Madden, Rocket League, some GTA stuff. We need to try and play GTA again. I don't know how, but we need to. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook. We can't respawn, no apostrophe, because fuck that. iTunes, we're on there too. I hope we're still there. I don't see why we wouldn't be.
Oh, we are. I checked last week.
Oh, how nice of you. Let's see here. Stuff. End of episode. Wanted to say. Don't remember. Should have
Act
written
like you've
an
done
outline.
this before.
Huh?
Act like you've done this
I
before.
feel like I haven't. Let's see. We got Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube. Matter of fact, video will probably come out in the next couple days because I have some stuff I have to edit and do all that funny jazz. Hey, huge shout out to G Fuel and Alpha Brain for getting me through this podcast alive. Birdman had some sweet ass pineapple before.
Pineapple.
Dude, that shit's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the hell out of here. I'm gonna go play some Fallout. Actually, I'm fucking lying. I have to edit this. I want to play Fallout though. I'll be playing Fallout inside. Birdman's gonna go do some stuff. Titan, what the hell are you gonna do? You gonna play some Minecraft? You fucking nerd.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Now that you
Either
mentioned it.
that or me and him will probably be on Battlefront at like 2 in the morning if we're not finishing Rick and Morty.
I just downloaded Minecraft for PC finally. Thank God. And I just also read that Tommy Tohold is rebooting his Fallout Life series for Fallout 4. So that's going to be pretty hilarious. Looking forward to that.
Super happy about that.
Well, that wraps it up for episode 26. We can't respawn. We're out of here.
We'll be back next week.
Peace.